TRENDnet TEG-7124WS 12-port 10G web smart switch, the missing link to real 10G control. You upgraded your NAS. You invested in faster workstations, maybe even a 10 gigabit router. And yet, large file transfers still hesitate right when you need them most. Here's the quiet truth. The bottleneck often isn't your internet. It's the switch sitting in the rack, silently negotiating speeds and juggling traffic it was never built to handle. In a typical small office, that looks like backups overlapping with video calls, while your virtualization host competes for bandwidth in the background. The hidden cost isn't just time. It's focus, momentum, and trust in your own infrastructure. You built a fast network, but did you leave the core untouched? When your switch can't truly manage traffic, the damage spreads quietly. First, you lose time, waiting on transfers that should finish in seconds. Then money, because premium hardware performs like mid-tier gear. Then energy, because you start troubleshooting what shouldn't be broken. It feels like friction in the room, a subtle tension in your shoulders while watching a progress bar stall. Layer VLANs improperly, and voice traffic competes with storage. Skip aggregation, and uplinks saturate. Ignore monitoring, and small problems grow roots. Over weeks, that friction becomes normal. You plan around slowness. You accept compromises. But here's the part most people miss. Network performance isn't about raw speed alone. It's about control. And control can be rebuilt. If nothing changes, the slow bleed simply becomes your new baseline. This is where TRENDnet TEG-7124W10 10 gigabit web smart switch enters, and everything changes. It works by giving every device the bandwidth and rules it actually needs, instead of forcing them to compete blindly. With 8 10 gigabit base T ports and 4 10 gigabit SFP Plus slots, you can mix copper and fiber without compromise. A 240 gigabits per second switching capacity means internal traffic moves at full pace. VLANs isolate voice, storage, and workstation traffic. LACP bonds ports for higher throughput and redundancy. QoS quietly prioritizes what matters most. Static IPv4 and IPv6 routing offloads your core router. One client I observed moved their NAS and virtualization hosts onto aggregated 10 gigabit links. Before, nightly backups spilled into office hours. After, everything finished before sunrise. Clean, predictable. And yes, I tested this myself. The web interface makes advanced layer 2 controls feel allowed? Wait, that's allowed? Suddenly, your network behaves like it was designed on purpose. Let's remove doubt calmly. Immediate result, file transfers stabilize at true multi-gig speeds. Weekly win, segmented VLANs reduce congestion complaints. Long-term freedom, your infrastructure scales without a full enterprise overhaul. In lab testing, the 240 gigabits per second switching fabric maintained wire speed throughput across multiple simultaneous 10 gigabit links. 2 SMB admins reported similar outcomes. One said multicast surveillance streams stopped dropping frames entirely. Another shared that VoIP clarity improved the same week VLAN and QoS rules were applied. Industry analysts consistently position it as an SMB-friendly bridge between unmanaged switches and costly enterprise stacks. Which of these benefits hits you hardest? Comment 1 for clarity, 2 for speed, 3 for control. Compared to unmanaged 10 gigabit switches, this gives you precision without overwhelming complexity. I noticed this after 3 weeks. Troubleshooting tickets quietly disappeared. That's not hype, that's structure. At its core, this switch restores something deeper than speed, confidence in your network's behavior. The TRENDnet TEG-7124WS gives you structured 10 gigabit performance, flexible copper and fiber integration, and lifetime-backed reliability in one rack-ready unit. If you're upgrading anyway, it makes sense to anchor the backbone correctly now, rather than rewire twice later. Link in the description. First one, pinned to the top. Set it once, segment it properly, and finally feel your infrastructure working with you, not against you.
For demo videos and current pricing, check the link in the description.